Hi there, Art here. Welcome to my vlog. What do I have for you this week? I have got a balance challenge, a spelling challenge, difficult conditions to treat successfully, and two famous sports people. I was going to say athletes. One's an athlete and one is a tennis player, but they're both famous. And guess what? I share something in common with them. Mr. Usain Bolt. Great athlete. What do we have in common? We share our same birthday, 21st of August. Check it out. I did. And it's true. And it was a patient that told me. Funnily enough, a few weeks later, in the Sunday papers, this gentleman, Andy Murray, our greatest tennis player ever. What do we have in common? We both had a hip operation. He had a resurfacing and I had a total hip. What's the difference? Well, my total hip is where they take the top of the femur off and put a new ball on, and a prosthesis goes in the shaft of the femur. Let me see if I can show you. That's it there. That's metal, this is ceramic, and the cup is plastic. So I have a ceramic new ball on my femur on a silicone or plastic cup. What about Mr. Murray? Well, Andy, he had a resurfacing hip operation. Now with a resurfacing hip operation, what they do is they don't cut the ball of the femur off. They leave that, but they grind it down and they put a new cap on top, which is metal. And then they grind the acetabulum out, which is the cup part, and then they put a metal cup back in it. And it looks something like this, if you can see it. There. The difference, that's total hip, and that's a resurfacing. You can see, completely different. Still invasive, still in a hip operation. I wanted what Mr. Murray had, but when I asked the surgeon, he went, "No, you're too old." Well, I knew that. You have to be under 50. And they prefer to do it with people that are more active. And I think, because they say you have to be under 50, I assume that they think people are more active, which they are. My balance challenge. Keep an eye out on my blog. My balance challenge is going to be a stalk challenge. If you did 30 or 40 seconds in my balance challenges previously, you've done excellent. I have a couple more balance challenges after that, so keep an eye out. And the spelling test. These medical words that are difficult even to pronounce, let alone spell, well, they're in my blog as well. There's Mr. Murray, laying on his bed. The surgeon smiled at me because on the 5th day, I walked out the hospital without crutches. But he was the only one that knew I was a physio, so I'd done my own physio whilst I was in hospital. These difficult conditions that people have to live with for weeks, months, and sometimes years. And I chose the number one problem to treat and treat successfully was low back pain. My number two problem or condition is frozen shoulder, and it affects females more than males. I'll come on to that maybe in my next vlog, and maybe link that up with plantar fasciitis, which I've also had. I haven't had a frozen shoulder. I have had, being as I've been a sportsman all my life, I have had my fair share of injuries, and I'll try and explain to you what they are as we go along. That's all for me for this week. But if you want more hints, tips and great advice to aid that recovery, visit our website atlphysio.com. But for now, in this new lockdown, stay well, stay safe, and I'll see you next week. Bye.